So we are in we're at the edge of the New Forest, and I've been here quite a few times, of course, and you'll know that by now if you're a regular watcher of this channel. I was supposed to be going away today. I was hoping that I was going to go down to the West Country, but a mixture of really poor weather forecasts and some personal commitments have meant I can't do that. And so I'm back on my local stomping ground to see what I can rustle up. Being England, the weather is, well, it's British, isn't it? It's cloudy, it's showery and wet. The ground is going to be super boggy underfoot, so it's a welly day. And, it's the heart of winter. And so my expectations, I've got to be honest with you, my expectations are at floor level at the moment. Today, I'm scouting another area of the New Forest that I've driven past many times and thought, how can I get to that? I'd really like to go and photograph that. So that's what I'm going to do. I've worked out how I can get to it. It's about a mile or so on foot from the car park. Well, I am not in any great hurry today, and so I am going to take the luxury, afford myself the luxury of making a nice cup of coffee before I head out. Haven't had one this morning, so I've got plenty of time today, and so I'm going to do that first and just get my head working. Is ever new, soft as the rain in summer's long mist flowing in the autumn chill. A thousand trees fall and nobody heeds the deafening roar of their growth through the years. For breath of the woods is all that we breathe, is all that we breathe. Breath of the woods is all that we breathe. Jeez. Well, I got out of the van just now and I thought, well, where's all the wind? And then I heard this sound, a bit like a train, and I thought, there must be a train track here somewhere, but I can't think of one. But it wasn't, it was just this gust approaching across the treetops and then over and above me. I mean, it was quite a gust. So so there are going to be winds, but it's not particularly significant at the moment. There's been a lot of rain, so the forest floor is going to be really wet, and so that basically means welly boots, which is, to be honest, has been my go-to footwear in the forest really for some time now, because it has just been such a wet winter and autumn. I'm going to take just one tripod. Which one to take? I think I'll take the Manfrotto because it gives me a lot of flexibility And then I've got a mini tripod for the video camera.
A thousand trees fall, and nobody hears the deafening roar of their love through the hills. For the wind of the woods, it's all that we breathe, it's all that we breathe. The rest of the woods is all that we
So I'm still on the main track at the moment. Because there's been a lot of rain and because it has got a bit milder, it is possible, vaguely, it is possible that we might find some fungi pop up. What I'd really like to find today is some yellow stag's horn. And they tend to grow out of hardwoods, particularly oak, after it's been really wet. And we do have those conditions. More fallen beech. I don't know if you can hear any of this. One, the wind has got up, but also this big pair of beech trees here. I was standing under for a while and I heard this kind of like deep creaking. It may be where they're just sort of rubbing against each other. And I thought, I don't like the sound of that. Sort of deep rumbly creak, almost like one of them is going to go. Wouldn't surprise me, there's a lot of fallen beech trees here, and I don't want to be under one of them.
1,000 trees fall.
So this is an encouraging sign. We do have some fungi here, but they are really buried in a little crook here that there's no way I can get my camera in there. And I don't really see a composition from out here that is going to be great. But also over this side, all these little hollow trees, we do have another collection of fungi. Let's see if I can get a camera on them. This little bunch here, and let's just zoom in a bit. So here we go. Let's do a little bit of gardening here, shall we? Take that out of the way. Now, if only I could kind of like get up and under those, but there's just no space there to do that, unfortunately. Although this log moves. Oh. So maybe I could return that to its position afterwards, and that allows me, I think, let's get back on these. If I do a little bit more gardening here, will allow me to get eyes on these fungi. Well, this photograph has taken a bit of setting up, and I'll just quickly talk you through it. So I have the Manfrotto tripod in its inverted position, and then I have my special Nigel Bailey Photography special upside down camera mount system here to hold the camera in place at a very low level, but that still gives me all access to all of my controls, and I love that. And on the front of the camera here we have the Nissi close-up lens, 77mm close-up lens. I haven't put a polarizer on yet, but I'm about to do that. So because there's quite a lot of specular highlights, so I'm going to put a polarizer on, and whatever of these shots turns out the best, I shall show you now if they're any good at all.
Mist flowing in the autumn chill. 1,000 trees fall and nobody heeds the deafening roar of their growth through the years. For breath of the woods is all that we breathe, is all that we breathe. Breath of the woods is all that we breathe.
So there we go. I think I may have struck quite lucky with that particular little bunch of fungi, because I'm not seeing a lot else, and I'm having a good look around. I've probably only made it about 500 meters from the car at the moment, so I'm going to get my legs on and get on the walk that I intended to do, because there's a bit of open country that I would like to see. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll catch you up when I'm there.
Dawn's quiet rise.
Well, I've got quite a nice little scene here, and it's got some merit, I think. And it just put me in mind of a comment that I'd had a few weeks back when I'd taken some pictures down in Dartmoor of the river there, and some waterfalls. And one of my viewers commented on or asked the question why the long exposures, and expressing a preference, I think, really for just sort of real shots, freezing the action. And I think there's a bit of a discussion to be had there, not at length today, but I've taken 3 shots here. I've taken one at a normal exposure length, and then I've taken one with a 6-stop ND filter, and then added another 3 stops to that. So I've got exposures varying from something like a 30th or 40th of a second, I think, right up to 30 seconds. And so I'd be interested in your views, which of these 3 images you prefer, really. Do you like the frozen action, or do you prefer the kind of milky surface type shot, or somewhere in between? So the in between one, I think, was something like 4 seconds. So I think I got a fraction of a second, and then 4 seconds, and then 30 seconds. So just let me know what you think. There's no right and wrong answer to this. I don't think. This is just a matter of personal taste.
I am before you. I am in you. I am for you. I am the water of life. I am the water of life. I am the water of life. I am it. I am.
But there is another point to be made, which is about, I mean, this isn't obviously a waterfall shot, this is a calm river scene, but when it comes to waterfalls and the sort of frozen action shots, I'm not really sure, to be honest, that that's any more real than a long exposure shot, because our eyes do not freeze the action. So naturally, I believe I'm right in saying that an image stays on the back of our retina for something like about 1/10 of a second, and so we tend to see images at that sort of equivalent shutter speed in terms of what we naturally perceive in terms of movement. And this is why, if you don't get your film speed right in terms of number of frames per second and the shutter rate, video frames can kind of look jittery if you haven't kind of got the right ratio in terms of shutter speed to frame rate. So what is real? What is real? Anyway, I'd be interested in your comments. What do you think? Do you prefer sharp shots with frozen action, or do you prefer long exposures? Let me know what you think. Well, I reckon I'm just about done today. Actually, I'm tired. I've been out about probably 4 hours or so. I haven't come across any more fungi. I did have that scene by the river and the bridge, and so I took a couple of photos there. Just kind of stock shots, really. Might be a good place to come back to again at a different time of the year if we've got some nice autumn colour.
Mist flowing in the autumn chill. 1,000 trees fall and nobody heeds the deafening roar of their growth through the years. For breath of the woods is all that we breathe, is all that we breathe. Breath of the woods is all that we breathe.
Well, I did express a bit of a desire for some oyster mushrooms at the beginning of this little trip, and I'm just about less than 100 yards from the van on the way back, and I found this old stump of I think it's an oak tree, and it's got a whole lot of oyster mushrooms. I think they're oyster mushrooms growing out of them, so I've stopped to take some shots of these. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So here we go. I walked straight past these, of course, originally, because they were facing the opposite way to me and some way off the path. But this is my setup. So I've got some lighting up there to backlight them, or light them from the top, and just get a little bit of a translucent view from below. And I'm just doing a 30-shot focus stack with a step width of 2, and it's taking a while because the why is it taking so long? Because it's a slow exposure. It's getting quite dark now, but I'm just worried the battery might have just run out. I'm going to have to check. Anyway, if this shot is any good, I shall add it to the bunch of other shots that I've taken today.